Okay, there's something we need to address and talk about, guys, in this video. There's rumors out there, and this is the kind of stuff that just irritates the hell out of me. Being a crypto content creator, being around for the last 5 years, seeing a lot of ups, a lot of downs. To my knowledge, there's no merit to this, but I did want to use this post as an example and also as, kind of a jumping off point to talk about really what happened this past Friday. The markets are starting to recover, which all of that's good, but I read this post, had to deep dive into this. It's this person puts out there Coinbase and Binance are reportedly in early talks to launch a compensation slash reward program for traders who lost funds during yesterday's big liquidation event. This post came out on Saturday. Um, Insiders claim both exchanges want to restore user confidence after one of the biggest market crashes, not only of 2025. This is the biggest market, crash, at least flash crash ever. Massive if true. Now, to my knowledge, there is no other reports of this. I do not see this happening. Now, were there some issues on exchanges? There were a number of issues. Because when these sort of liquidation events happen, these exchanges, it's important to note, they don't have your back. You don't own your crypto. You simply don't. They are lending you their crypto. It's not your crypto. So all of these people, were rushing to Coinbase to try to buy. They couldn't buy. It wouldn't load for, 10 minutes. I heard stories of people on Kraken that needed to upload their driver's license. And if you took 5 to 10 minutes or whatever, or the pricing was wrong, you weren't able to actually buy the bottom. If you timed it up at 5:25 p.m. Eastern on Friday, you weren't actually able to buy. Unless you were buying in decentralized ways. Unless you were buying and storing your own crypto. And again, I don't think there's any merit to this at all. This Coinbase and Binance early talks of paying people out. I think this is a bunch of BS. All right. I don't think this is happening. So do not bank on this, but use this as a learning lesson, right? Always have cash on the sidelines and ready to deploy, not on a centralized exchange. Be ready to make moves when things happen. Otherwise, no one's going to have your back. The only person going to have your back in the crypto space is you, right? And that's it. And you've got to find your circle. You got to find your circle of people, your circle of trust, and stay close to them. That's what we've built out over at my Patreon. You guys are very, very welcome to come check this out. We've got a phenomenal community already building. So definitely check out our Patreon link down below. We do live calls. We talk about, the potential risks in the market. And one of the things I'm always preaching is to keep cash on the sidelines. Generally speaking, I keep about 1/3 of my total assets for the crypto space in stablecoins, just for these situations that happen on Friday, and just to be prepared and also de-risk a little bit. But you always want to be prepared for opportunities. And, Friday was a phenomenal opportunity to go back to the well, to your high conviction place. There was no need to go dumpster diving and find the next, $100 million meme coin or whatever. No need. Just go back to the well on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and whatever other top assets. I mean, look what's happening now. We're getting a great recovery in the market. You've got Solana pumping today of the top 10 cryptos, looking really good. Cardano's up significantly from its sell-off. XRP's up significantly from its sell-off. Ethereum, Bitcoin, all of these top assets, BNB is held in pretty well. Really well, actually. SWI's almost back to $3. It's continuing to look very good, right? So going back to the well, to your high conviction plays, BitTens or Tau, it's higher than it was pre-Friday, which is wild to think about. But don't believe this kind of stuff on the internet right now. This is the only big one I saw, but this thing's getting, passed around and people are getting hopeful. Nobody's going to have your back. And this is, again, a huge learning lesson on why you cannot rely on these type of platforms when the market tanks like this. We saw it back in 2021. When the market started heating up, you couldn't even take your profits out. You couldn't realize your gains until it came back down. That's the kind of sort of thing that happens on these platforms across the board. So just know that that's going on. Know that you need, a solid group of people in your circle that you trust We've built that over the past, 5 years. Would love to have you guys come over and join us at our Patreon if you're interested in that. Definitely check it out. Links down below. And we're going to continue to put out great content for you guys. The market is recovering. Things are looking on the up and up to start the week. I do think this is going to be one big opportunity to accumulate the top assets and some of your high conviction plays when it's all said and done. And again, we'll be here every step of the way. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.